welcome back to the Jacked Racing YouTube channel. Welcome back to Citrus County Speedway for the second time this year. We are playing a little bit of a risky game today, as you can see over here in the distance. The weather is not looking great. We're out here anyways though. We're taking the chance. We're hopefully going to get at least a couple of practice laps in to see if all the changes we made are going to be faster. I really think it's going to be, so hopefully even if the races don't pan out the way we want, we can at least get some practice laps in and get a sense of where we're at with the truck. If you didn't see our last video, which shame on you, go watch it. We'll catch you up real quick on what we've done. So we went through the steering, fixed that from our last race at New Smyrna. We have a little bit of a quicker steering box in, so I'm gonna have to get used to that in my practice laps. It's not like a huge change, but it is a change that will hopefully help us on the quarter miles. Hopefully I won't have to put as much steering wheel input in to get it to go where I want. So hopefully it'll just make things a little bit smoother. We've unbound the front suspension in the front. Last time we were here, it was completely screwed up. We had no front suspension at all. The upper control arm was resting on the frame and basically binding the whole thing up. So we fixed that since. It worked really well at New Smyrna. Hopefully that's going to translate here. We didn't make a whole lot of changes, but you know, hopefully we'll get a sense of what we need to do going from the half mile to the quarter mile. So let's get ready to go, and we will oh, look at this, we're being followed over here. What's going on? It's a meeting of the YouTubers.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Guys, if you don't know who this is Jacked Racing with the 00 Pro Truck. So we're going to see how Jack goes up against the Chasing the Checkered trucks over there. So,
yeah,
what's up, y'all?
If you don't know who this is, go check out Chasing the Checkered on YouTube. They're a growing page right now. It's good to have more than one YouTuber out here in Central Florida. So go ahead and support them and get a different side of the racing world, not just our little truck. I think you're covering some other teams too now, right?
Yeah, so we are covering right now Maria Martin and Wilson Martin Jr. tonight here at Citrus County. Last weekend we were able to jump in with Bray Holmes Racing, started them up as a super late model, and we also have just secured another young driver of Kendall Wheeler, who drives Mod Minis out at Arbondale.
Awesome.
So she'll be making some moves up to different classes next year. I'm not going to say what it is right now, but I'll let her do that when she starts her own page. But yeah, check out Chasing the Checkered and Bray Holmes Racing, and remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment.
There
Good luck,
you
man.
go. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, they're not practicing in division very long because they don't have a lot of car.
Well, as you can see, we've got the truck back in the box. It started raining like 5 laps into our practice session, which was bad timing because I was just starting to kind of get in the groove. The tires had just warmed up and I was about to really start focusing on my line, my throttle timing, all of that. and then the waterworks started. So we're gonna wait it out in here. I'm glad we have an enclosed trailer now rather than the open trailer. We can get out of the rain. We've never been able to do that before, so we'll see. It doesn't look all that bad out here. I mean, you can see behind me here, it's still kind of, you can see some blue over there. It's all this up here, that's the problem. So we'll see if maybe that will just pass over. It's not raining very hard. It's definitely raining hard enough that we don't want to be out on the track right now, but maybe this will pass. We can get it dried up. I haven't checked the forecast in a little bit, but maybe they changed their mind. Maybe this will be a quick afternoon shower and then be done for the evening. We'll cross our fingers and hope. If all goes according to plan, we have qualifying at 6, and then we're one of the last features of the night. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the new steering box worked better. I like that. It was definitely quicker, I could tell. It'll take me a few more laps to get used to the different speed. I was a little bit tight at one point, a little bit loose off one of the corners. Cold tires are probably to blame for some of that. And throttle timing on my part. I need to work on when I'm picking up the throttle, at what point in the turn, and how much wheel I have into it when I'm putting the throttle on. You know, all things that will help me be a little smoother out there. Maybe not burn the wheels off coming off the turn. And if I can just kind of be a little more consistent and smooth, I think I'll have a much more well-rounded line and will be a lot better handling than what we just were.
What happened? My steering went out.
Well, unfortunately, that did not go as planned. You saw in the video there, I pulled off into the infield. I came out of the turn and my steering just locked on me. I couldn't turn like either way. Luckily, it got stuck in a way that I wasn't going towards anything, so we didn't hit anything and damage anything, but we just looked at it in the pits here, and it unfortunately does not look like anything we're going to be able to fix here. We think it's got to be in the box, because we can see fluid moving through the system. So we know the pump is working, we know it still has fluid, none of the hoses came off like last time, but unfortunately we can't get it to turn past center, basically. It can kind of go left all the way, but when you try and take it back to the right, it gets stuck at center. When the motor is on at like 3,000 RPMs, which should steer no problem, even with throwing my weight onto it from the outside, I can't get the wheel to turn. So this sucks. I don't know what else to say. It's part of racing though. I mean, it's gonna happen and it could have been a lot worse. We can fix a steering box a lot easier than fixing a front clip or anything else we might destroy if we get stuck, but we're gonna keep looking at it for a couple minutes here and see if there's anything to do, see if there's anything we can do. If there's nothing we can do, maybe we'll hope for that rain that we were praying away earlier, so we'll see. These race days, I tell you, it's always something. They always take a crazy turn, but we're gonna get to work here and see what we can do.
be able to roll that thing down? No, can't roll it down. This tab's got to come down. But in the process, this raw here is going to have to be shortened because it's going to push it downhill.
Right there. Now, would that make a difference if it was, because when it's up in the air, there's not really a hold-up point. Would that joint make any difference when it's on the ground? Well, unfortunately, you see where we're at now. Truck's in the trailer. There's nothing we can do to fix it here. We're still not 100% sure. We ran it through, and there's a point where it catches, but when it's up in the air, it goes right through it pretty easily. But when we just put it in the trailer, literally couldn't turn right at all. I had to make like a 15-point turn to get it even in line to get in the trailer. So unfortunately, this is the end of our racing day. We'll see what the weather does. It's looking pretty dark over there. We got some street stocks rolling out right now. We're gonna just make the most of it. You know, what do you do? It's in one piece. Things could be worse. You know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know what my philosophy is. Things could always be worse. You know, like I said, had so many health issues last year, I couldn't even race at all. I was laid up in a hospital bed. Now I'm here, I'm at the track. Things could always be worse, so I'm not gonna lose any sleep over a steering issue. I mean, obviously it's disappointing, and it's okay to be disappointed, but at the end of the day, it's all what you make of it. And we put it in the truck, or we put it in the trailer with one piece in. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. I put it in the trailer in one piece, and that's kind of where we're gonna leave it. So nothing we can't fix. Let's go watch the rest of the races, see how the weather holds out. Maybe it will rain right before the Pro Truck feature. I don't want to wish that on all the other people that came out here and spent just as much time working on their truck. Hopefully they get to race. I know it's selfish to wish for rain, but you know, here we are. Let's just go make the most of it and have a good time, because we're at the racetrack and there's really not that many bad days at the racetrack. So we're out here watching qualifying for the trucks right now. After we just watched all these trucks out here, we're kind of wondering if we don't have the wrong gear in our truck, because they are all hitting the rev limit like
Final group ready to go
right here, and we're still not hitting it at all. I mean, I know we're not quite up to speed with them, but you'd think we would hit it at the end of the straightaway. So that might be another thing to add to our list. Maybe look into what gear everyone else is running. Maybe we're off on the gear. That could help us pick up a couple of tenths too. So here's the latest update on the weather situation. As you can see behind me, it looks kind of nice, but you can probably also see that I'm getting rained on right now. The ground is pretty wet. You can see what looks like the track surface here is pretty wet. They were rolling off the street stock feature and it just started raining for real. So they got away with it for a little while with the sprinkles, but now the rain is too much where we have to stop racing. They're keeping the cars out on the track. They're keeping them rolling around trying to save it. But it's been doing this kind of sprinkle, steady rain long enough where I think they've probably lost the track at this point. Doesn't mean they can't get it back, but the big problem is, look at this side. This is the problem. I know it looks really nice over here behind me, but if that comes over here, I don't think they stand a chance. So at this point, it's just out of everyone's hands. Nature's gonna do what nature's gonna do, and we'll see what happens. Here they come, the street stocks are heading back in. First of all, look how cool that station wagon is. That's a sweet looking car. But yeah, I think at this point they decided they lost it. We'll see how long they want to wait before they make any decisions. Maybe they'll be able to get the races in. Well, now we're just kind of in a holding period to see what happens. That really does not look good over there. So here we are, unfortunately not gonna make the race because, well, we're out there right now.
14 trucks ready to
there
go.
we go. If the rain looked like it was coming, and it just hopefully it's a nice clean race now. totally forgot last night to film an outro at the track, so you're getting a next morning in my garage outro. That was a roller coaster of a day for sure yesterday. I mean, we didn't even know if we were going to make it to the track with the weather. That was up and down all day. We were sitting in the garage waiting for that to happen before we even were waiting for a decision to happen before we even left to go to the track. And then we get there, we run some laps, we're feeling okay about things, then the steering goes out. Then it rains and they might not get the races in, and then they got the races in, and then at the end of the last race it rained. So crazy day. It's just one of those things. Race days are always crazy. You never know what's going to happen, but that's honestly kind of why we like doing this, you know? It's always something new, keeps it fresh, it's always exciting. It was still a fun night. I give credit to everyone at Citrus County Speedway last night for getting that event on. It was a risky decision by them for sure. It's one of those things where no one's going to be happy with you either way if you call a race early, or if you let a race happen and it rains out while you're there. So this time they got lucky. I mean, it's Florida weather. You never know what it's going to do. They took the chance and they got the full show in. It literally started raining right at the end of the Crown Vic figure eights. So things worked out well for everyone. I'm glad that everyone had a good time. I'm glad the truck count was pretty good last night, even though we couldn't really add to that during the feature. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but we'll go put it back together this week, see what's going on. Stay tuned. We'll have a video coming shortly of us tearing it apart, going through, figuring out what went wrong, and going from there. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.